It's Capital Sage, and now that we are on the same page, welcome back to Sage's Vitamins, which drops every Sunday. Hello, I'm glad to see you, and I'm assuming that you're happy to see me from all over the world. Um, Today I want to talk about a double subject: how to deal with anger and how to better utilize humility. Here we go. Same page. Do you ignore your personal needs? Do you evade responsibility, personal responsibility, as much as humanly possible? You just dodge it as much as you possibly can. Do you have a hard time being still? Do you have a hard time feeling comfortable? Do you have a hard time being at peace? You, my friend, my friend, have repressed anger. Rock with me now. Let's get into it. You have repressed anger, which means you don't know how to deal with anger properly. And there's levels as to why. Here we go. I really think I need to go back over that and reiterate that beginning part. Do you ignore your personal needs? Do you evade personal responsibility as much as you possibly can? Do you have a hard time being still, being comfortable, being at peace? You, my friend, have repressed anger. You have repressed anger when you don't know how to positively deal with anger, because it doesn't have to be anything wrong with it, especially if you use it as a motivating factor or tool. If you use it for something, to get something done, like whatever, it doesn't have to be bad, but it sucks for you when you don't know how to deal with your anger. There's many levels why. Here we go. Number one, you lack self-control. Now, what it might have sounded like I just said is that you lack self-control. What I actually said is the first thing you do is blame yourself. The very first thing you do is blame yourself and make it something that you could just throw out, like, oh, that's something that I'm harping on, that's something that I care about, and I just need to throw that out, like that shit don't matter. It's really a cape for some bullshit. When you lack self-control and you're blaming yourself, it actually helps you to not express your anger or acknowledge your anger. It helps you to continue to ignore your anger because you're just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's just my fucked upness, my fucked up self. You know what I'm saying? My stupid ass. And so you don't acknowledge it, but that is where the problem come in. That is where the blocks come in, because you're saying, I don't have to acknowledge something that is bothering me, something that I really care about, something that means something to me, something that I don't like. You're saying, fuck that, I don't have to acknowledge that. It makes you angry at yourself. A lot of things that we do that we think is healthy for our anger is actually what is unhealthy for our anger. So that was number one. Here's number two. You're not stupid, but you're not everyone else's problem. I think I should take out the but and put yet, because but kind of erases what was said before. So I'm not saying you are stupid. I'm saying you're not stupid, yet you are not other people's problem. Let me explain. You have anger because something that happened did not live up to your standards. Something that happened was beneath your standards of what you think how things should go. AKA, you didn't like it. There's something that happened that didn't align with your standards. Something that happened that you just don't believe should have gone that way. But that is your personal standards. That's what you think. You don't like it, right? But when we want to express our anger normally, we will go to someone else as a scapegoat to say, I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at myself. I'm mad at you, which will keep you from accepting the fact that you not living up to your own standards makes you angry. Don't shut down on me. Normally what this means to a person is, I'm not doing well enough. I'm not achieving enough shit. No, you're not living up to your standards of, I think this is right. I think this is wrong. I think this is cool. I don't think this is. Your preferences, they're yours and they're there for a reason. You're mad at yourself because you don't acknowledge and accept and exalt your own preferences. That's how you like things to be. And instead of fighting for that, you want to go fight to not have to acknowledge the fact that you won't stand for yourself. You understand? But don't go back to number one with beating yourself up. What was number one again? Number one was blaming other people basically helps you to not acknowledge the feeling that you have within yourself. Like blaming yourself and other people gives you space to not acknowledge the feeling. In a moment when you should be acknowledging the feeling, you're blaming. But the blaming makes sense because you're like, well, this does make sense together. This does make sense together. But all that is a cape for the bullshit of I'm not acknowledging my anger. Listen, I got one more tip for y'all. You thought it was over. Humility. Here's a way that humility can solve your anger. Being humble sounds like this in two different ways. I'm going to give you two different sentences of humility that will really help you with anger. I can't live like this. That will protect you because in anger makes you feel like you can do anything. Anger makes you feel like a superhero. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm mad. You understand? Humility can solve that by saying, I can't live like this. God has an interesting way of balancing things out. Yeah, we can make stuff go however we want it to go, but there's reactions to it that keep things level. God is a genius. So, first humility statement that will help you and protect you from anger. I can't live like this. I don't want to be in a war zone. I want to be somewhere nice. That's the first part of humility. Second part of humility is if you accept that you cannot live certain ways, that'll turn around and protect you from certain things because you'll be like, nope, I don't do that. Back up. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. That's not what I do. I don't live that way. So in one way, you're acknowledging your limitations, and in another way, it protects you and gives you boundaries by just being like, nope, that's not what I do. So it works on both sides. You see what I'm saying? It's capital Sage. I hope that we're on the same page. Come talk to me throughout the week and next Sunday for the next episode. I really hope that helped you. I love you. Be blessed.